What's up, YouTube? So I'm at the new property. This is the first plot that I'll be getting ready for this next season. There's actually going to be two plots this size. It's 50 by I think it's 266 feet roughly, but it's going to be all 50-foot beds all the way down the whole length, and then there's all the irrigation stuff that I just picked up the other day. So there's this plot, and then down the middle, let's see, this grass right here is going to be the middle. There's going to be I want to say, I still have to figure out how exactly I want to do it. I'm more of a visual person. I can plan it down on paper, but it's nice to kind of play around with it in person. I don't know if I want a 12 or a 16 foot nursery. I'll probably go 14 to 16 roughly. So it's going to be weed mat down the center with my nursery benches that I'll show you in a second. And then another plot right over here, so another 50 by 200 and whatever this one ends up being. And then there's going to be 4-foot nursery mat around the whole perimeter, and then this area right here going up to the well. That might end up being more nursery spots, and then some trees just on the other side. So like, this is really hard to do for some reason this morning. So like this way is going to be nursery, and then from here that way might be some trees and berries and whatever else, I don't know. But I'm excited. This weekend I'm likely going to get these tarps pulled up. There's 3 of them here, and a mess of sandbags. The grass is for the most part done. I'm gonna do an initial till. This soil here, as you can see with the mole mounds, it's just sand. But it's actually nicer sand than what I started with at Pete's. Pete had like pure white sugar sand, and it was like the craziest stuff. This stuff actually has a little bit of clay in it, a little bit of ash, because this whole property was cleared 2 years ago, so there is still a decent amount of organic matter there. But I'm gonna do an initial till, and then get compost down, and then probably tarp it again. I'm gonna go ahead and do both plots. I only have enough tarps to tarp one whole plot at a time. Trying to just speed the process up a little bit. I don't really have the time to wait like I normally would like to, and leave the tarps to kill the grass completely. So we're gonna kind of just see how it goes. I might kick myself later for doing it this way, but I've got to try, because I have to get all of my summer crops planted here in a couple weeks. So the plan is to pull these tarps, do an initial till, and then compost it as deep as I can, and then probably tarp the far end and do one section untarped with maybe weed mat or something, and do all my tomatoes out there, cucumbers, all that kind of stuff. So we're kind of just gonna see how that goes, and then once I know for sure that the weeds are done, then I'll cover crop it for the summer. And in the meantime, the weeds will probably grow up in this area over here, or maybe I'll cover crop this early. I don't really know. We're gonna see how it goes. I'll make it up as I go. So then let's see, there's the well on this end. This is the north side of the garden. I'm gonna have, again, that 4-foot strip, but then I'm gonna have a wind fence, probably a 4-foot tall windscreen, and then on the northern side of the wind fence is going to be another bed with different loquats and all sorts of stuff. So it'll be like a hedgerow kind of thing, so we do get some decent amount of wind. Everywhere else, so like this whole field and all up there, it's 5 acres total. The market garden will take up just under an acre. This is all pasture in the meantime. You might be able to hear my sheep over there. I'll take it there in a second. Okay, so my buddy Nick's inside. He's not a morning person, so he's like blasting his music in there. Hopefully you guys can't hear it. He's trying to get up so we can get over to Pastor Stevens and pick up all the wood to finish building the porch, the roof around the porch that we built a couple months ago. Anyways, look at all that nice steam coming off of my mountain of wood chips. I'll climb up there. So all these chips are a result of just giving it to God. It's pretty awesome because for months I could not find chips anywhere. There's my nursery benches, by the way. For months, couldn't find them anywhere. And like I said in the last video, I finally just said, all right, God, chips are on you. I'm tired of looking. I can't do it. And 3 hours later, my buddy Nick calls and he's like, well, Duke Energy just stopped by and they said they're going to be chipping down the road. And I asked them for the chips and I gave them your card or your information and they're supposed to call you. So I'm like, sweet, that's awesome. And I literally told him then, I was like, 3 hours ago on my way home this morning, I prayed and I said, God, I need chips. Can you send chips? And he was like, no way. And I'm like, yeah. And so then the next day, the guy from Duke Energy calls and he's like, well, I looked you up and I think it's awesome what you do. He's like, can I volunteer when you're ready? And I'm like, definitely, I could use the help. And then he was like, well, you just tell me when to stop, but you'll be overwhelmed with chips too. As long as you need chips, I've got you covered. And I said, well, you'll probably never get the call to say stop. But this is the result of just like, I think it's only been a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. But there's a lot of chips here. And this whole area, I've kind of got like a little perch. This whole area on the north side of the market garden, this is a temporary garden. This is all gonna be like food forested, if that, sure. But yeah, this is all gonna be one big food forest in a way that makes sense. I'm not your typical food forest type of guy, not your permaculture type of guy. I don't really follow all of those principles. I just follow like a natural landscaping, which I guess would be permaculture, but I do it a little different. My designs don't always mimic your big fancy permaculture people's designs. But anyways, I'm gonna design that and it's gonna look amazing. And Nick and I are gonna get that done. He wants it to be like a little oasis, and so that's the plan. It'll create a lot of shade here. There's really hardly any trees. And the trees that are here are just scrappy looking pines. So yeah, we're excited about that. That'll be fun. And then when he first got the property, he wanted a garden. He's never had a garden of his own before. So we turned this was actually a garden, and then it was a chicken coop, chicken run area. So we laid some mat down just to kill the grass, and then put raised beds on it. I hate raised beds. I tell you guys that all the time. Well, whenever I think about it, at least. But all of the compost in these beds will later be used to fill pots for the nursery, for growing out enough stuff to plant the food forest. So in the meantime, it's growing veggies, vegetables, whatever. And then we can just shovel it off of the weed mat and reuse the weed mat somewhere else. And the wood will be used for something else too. Because like I said, this whole garden's temporary. This whole fence is coming out. And this will all be a part of the food forest. So there's all kinds of stuff in there. A bunch of Mexican sunflower cuttings, cassava, different greens, veggies, stuff I've been making cuttings of over here, seeding, all kinds of stuff. It's broccoli and cassava on the edge, and then my sheep. Got my poultry net that I brought from Washington. That stuff, I'm so glad I moved it because it's come in handy so many times. This is one of my girls. She's pregnant. She's got some kind of sinus problem. I don't know what's going on with her. All the sheep I had in Washington, they didn't really have any problems like this. I don't know what I'm dealing with. I had a guy come out. At first he thought it was pneumonia. I thought it was pneumonia at first. And then, I don't know, she's been dewormed twice. So I don't really think it's lungworm at this point. Could be a really bad case. I've only had him for a few weeks, and she came with like a slight sniffle like that, and it's gotten a little worse. The weather's been real crappy, so we're trying to figure that out. She's due soon though. She'll have twins. At least twins. Last week she was looking ginormous. This week she kind of thinned down a little bit while I was gone. So I don't know. She could just be breathing heavy because the babies are kind of big. And then here's my other two. Or three, sorry. The other, you and her two. But they're a little skittish. Mama's pretty nice, but the babies are, well, there you go. But these guys are the lawnmowers. They, instead of buying like a $8,000 to $10,000 lawnmower to mow the 5 acres, I'm just gonna rotate the sheep. We're gonna have a perimeter fence going up soon, and then Shadow, my big livestock guardian dog, he'll come out. Willow, my little crackhead, the mini Aussie, she'll come out. She misses her sheep like bad. She needs a job. So they'll all come out. They'll hang out with the sheep, protect them. I'll have chickens out here soon, and then so they're gonna be the lawnmowers. And then once their numbers get up there, then I'm Greek, so we'll leave it at that. Anyways, that's the new farm, and look at its sun. Where'd it go? There it is. That's the new farm. That's what's going on right now, and as stuff progresses, I'll be sure to do my best to keep you guys in the loop. It's going to be kind of crazy this next month because I'm still down at Pete's and up here. It's like half the week here, half the week there, doing market, church twice a week, like going back and forth, just doing all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of crazy right now, but it's coming together. God's providing. I'm excited. Also, a huge shout out to everyone. I don't have the list with me right now. I didn't even think to bring it out. To my truck, but huge thank you to everybody who has donated to the ministry, like just from the last video, let alone the first post that I did on Instagram. We've raised, what was it, last time I counted, it was like just under $6,000, which is amazing because that helps out so much with getting this new property started for the ministry. I've been talking to the U-Turn guys about it. They're excited. They're all eager to get out here and help and work with me and grow some food and just get reconnected in a whole nother way. So we're all really excited. Everybody at the church is super excited. They're all bummed that by the time I get out here, the season's gonna come to an end, and they're not gonna have produce to get from me anymore. Well, at least until fall. Hopefully midsummer if I get the summer crops out here. So so it's coming along. We're all excited, and we're all extremely grateful for all of your help and support, and so I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for watching. Happy gardening. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. It's gonna look so good. I can't wait. So I was just telling you about my sheep that was due to give birth soon, and literally like an hour or two later, she popped out, or he popped out. So far it's just one. I'm pretty sure she's got another one in there. But this little, can't see what it is, but Less than an hour old.